good.
And the tragedy is that this is a city that needs a
needs
lot of help.
It needs a lot of help. And when you have this kind of dysfunctional administration and a brand new city council who's just starting to get their legs under them to realize where that balance of power should be and how much they can exercise, it's turning off a lot of the citizens. You know, we had a recall effort. It failed, but the recall effort in New Jersey, the bar is very high. You have to have 25% of the registered voters in the municipality sign the petition. That's huge. We can't get 25% of the registered voters to turn out.
Yeah, was it 13% voted the last time?
Something like that. Yeah.
We had a very good candidate on, Keith Hamilton. Didn't make it all the way, but man, I was so impressed. I mean, it was pie in the sky, his aspirations, but he was such a good public servant. And I would have been happy to see him get it.
Keith was, a longtime freeholder, sat on the freeholder board with Tony. There were 10 candidates for mayor in 2010, and if we could have taken the top 3 or 4 and rolled them into one, we'd have been home free.
And it doesn't take too many votes to get there.
Yeah.
Not too many
20
people vote.
get 20 votes, okay.
But when you have such a broad field, you need 51% of that voter turnout to get in there, or there's a runoff.
Well,
and it was so split.
And I don't want to harp on Mack anymore, but his resume is not very successful in previous jobs.
It's not.
So I just don't get this one. Okay, what are you trying to do? Because the Nazi, not the Nazi.
No, you are a self-described activist.
Yeah, what are you up to?
Well, I've always been, wherever I'm at, I'm involved. And living in the city, having to pay taxes in the city, increasing taxes in the city, I want to be involved. I want to have my say. When I see something that is not right, I will speak out about it. There's a lot that's not right. There's a lot to be spoken out about. One of the things I've been having a real issue with is procedural problems. The city administration and our council have been doing things. I think you first contacted me because I had gotten our city council to overturn an executive session that they had gone into illegally.
I could feel the incredulousness on the paper, the newspaper. I could feel it coming from you.
And the way you organize here, you publish a newsletter.
Well, the DownTowner is my job.
Okay.
And we're trying to get a little more pointed with some of the content.
And it's distributed around Trenton.
It's a freebie. It's distributed around Trenton. It's a monthly. The next one will be hitting the streets probably in about a week. And there's going to be an interesting story in there about some of the mayor's aides that he's appointed. These are people who are not civil service. They get paid out of his budget. And we don't know what they do. We don't even know if they show up. And when you examine their timesheets, some of the timesheets aren't signed off on, but they get paychecks.
Has your life been threatened?
No, but my wife worries a lot.
Oh, okay.
So you're ahead of the Trentonian here.
Yeah, sometimes. But we exchange information. We all work together.
So you're kind of trying to give clarity, some assessment, and inform the public.
Inform the public. We were promised with this mayor. We were promised an open and transparent government, and we've had anything but. So I've taken it upon my little personal crusade is to get that transparency and that openness going. And I'll call them when I call them. So.
What are some of the issues that you would like to see happen in Trenton? What are some of your goals? What would you like to see
First, we
happen?
have to mention that clip we just had, though. That movie you just saw the clip before. That's Velvet Elvis, filmed in Trenton.
Correct.
With Trenton locations and everything. Amazing
Good point.
film.
Good point.
Okay, go on.
And there's a public screening of it on the 8th.
Right.
At
You
the
must
Marriott.
back that.
I will be there
Marriott.
because I had a bit part in it.
Okay, so check it out. Local Trenton makes the world takes movies. So what was your question? I'm sorry.
What would I like to see happen?
Yeah.
First thing we need to do is get professional people in the cabinet positions. We need a good, strong municipal attorney who knows municipal law. We have an attorney, and he's a good man, and he's a bright man, but he doesn't know municipal law. We need a police director. We have an acting police director who is a police captain who's been on the force for a long time, but he's only acting, so he has to be careful because what's happened with our mayor is if you cross him, if he disagrees with something that you do, you're out. We need somebody that's that's in there and has a good hand and can do it.
So he's petty and vindictive in that sense?
Yes, yes. We need a good, solid business administrator. We've had one who was really good. Unfortunately, he had to resign because he ended up being charged with embezzling campaign funds from a politician in downstate.
You should have let that one go. He was good, though.
He was good. He knew what he was doing.
He gets the job done.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
compared
right.
to, talk about Hobbesian choices.
So I mean that's and then once we get a good team in place, then we can start working on public safety, working on economic development, the two biggest things, then working on the educational system.
Well, that's actually solvable. I mean, with Trenton, you kind of assume you can't fix this. It's totally broken. It's broken in a way you can't fix. But here, you just get certain better people into these key positions, And you think good things can happen.
I do. But you have to stop, the politicians have to stop playing to the home crowd, Tony Mack was elected by the people that he grew up with, by the people who came from some of the, they're in some of the hardest neighborhoods, they've had some of the hard luck stories. So they see one of their guys made it, and he's going to try to make everybody that he came up with make it with him, even though they don't have the tool set. So we have to look outside. We have to stop looking for homegrown solutions. We have to look around, see what the best ideas, the best brains that we can get into the city and get them there and get them working.
You need to start the tool set party.